It's time for Real Estate 101 with the Carey Brown team from Realty Executives Preferred Advisors.
Good Sunday morning to you. This is Carey Brown, broker-owner of Realty Executives Preferred Advisors, and you're listening to Real Estate 101. Today I'm here with Capri Kent, and Capri is with American Home Shield. I've used American Home Shield now for about 16 years. They are really good at working with our sellers whenever we list and with the buyers. Again, had really good experiences, so use them a lot. But about enough of that. Capri, let's talk about where American Home Shield came from.
I will. Good morning, Carey. So American Home Shield, we're the leader in the home warranty industry. We founded the business over 45 years ago, and we've had 45 years of experiencing helping homeowners protect against unexpected cost when a system or appliance breaks down, and it's not really a matter of time, it's a matter of when.
Absolutely. And the way new things are built these days, they tend to go out faster.
True. They don't last like they did when we were kids.
It's kind of funny because we joke in our house when we added on a brand new air conditioner, and then we still have, or in a new furnace, and we still have our old original to the house approximately furnace and AC. So yes, it's really not energy efficient, but it still works and it cools the house really, really well. So we have worked more on the new than we have ever on the old. It's crazy.
I believe that. I've heard statistics show about 7 years is the life expectancy for a system or appliance.
Absolutely. And the ones that are in there, when I say old, I'm not talking, 10 years. I'm talking 20, 25, maybe 30 years.
When the house was built.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and it's still kicking. We get it serviced every year. Still working just fine.
Well, that's what American Home Shield's for, though. We're there if your system or appliance breaks down during your term. It's a 1-year term contract. We have several different plans that you can choose from. Now, if it's somebody buying a house or listing a house from you, we have real estate products that we can offer. Or if you've been in the house for a while and you just want to sign up for a warranty, I have a direct-to-consumer policy that we can help you with also.
Yeah, I think that's what confuses people because they typically first hear about it when we're putting a home on the market. They didn't, somebody probably told them about it whenever they bought the house, but that's been so long ago. There wasn't a whole lot of fact to it. And then everybody also has an opinion. Whether or not it's a good opinion or not, I know we see our cards come through because we do get a card whenever, one of our clients has had some work done. Mm-hmm. Or an email, and we know that it's happened, and we're like, oh, good, thank goodness that warranty was there. Because we've had people that didn't get it, and we really wish they would have, because now all of a sudden that's their cost.
Right. Well, the way warranties work, as you know, we're a repair or replace. So once the technician comes out and diagnoses the problem, we'll either repair it if it can be repaired. If not, then we're committed to replacing the item.
And that has come in really handy, especially in a real estate transaction. I think the biggest thing that I've seen that it really kind of floors the people that live there because you would have thought they think that they should have known. But like cracked heat exchangers, unless you get somebody in there really, there's just no way you would have known.
No, you can't know. When I started this job, I've been with this company over 14 years now. The thing I found most interesting is houses go into shock after a new homeowner moves in. The whole system's getting used differently than it did before. You, I'm sure, cook more than I do, or I might do more laundry, so the whole house is just getting used different. It's just as if I started exercising, same situation.
So anybody listening to the show probably laughed at that because I know I don't cook. But yeah, absolutely. It's like if take into consideration a single person living in a house, and now all of a sudden you move a family with 4 kids in. It's like that whole system says, wait, what? You want me to do what? Well, I haven't done that in the last 20 years. What do you mean? It's the same thing.
That's a perfect example, too. Or even vice versa. A family of 4 and a retired couple moves in. It's crazy the way that works.
It really is. So let's go into detail about what is a home warranty.
Well, a home warranty, it depends on the plan that you choose. Now, the real estate product, you can choose a plan that's just your systems, or if you'd like to add your appliances on as well, you can do that. A lot of times when you sell a house, the buyers already have appliances that they're going to go out and purchase. They want brand new appliances for that kitchen. So we don't want to cover their appliances and add that cost on if they've got brand new appliances. So they can get just their systems covered, which is their heat, air, hot water heater, plumbing, and a few other things. Or they can add their appliances on as well. And then we base the price on that. With a direct-to-consumer, it's the same way. We have a few different categories they can choose from, but same principle either way. And then they pay the deductible, whichever plan they choose. There's different deductibles. Once they have a system failure, they call our office. We have over 1,500 contractors nationwide for the homeowners, that we can send out. They can't choose their contractors, but we will send one of our contractors for that area out. So they pay their deductible, then we send our contractor out, and he'll either make the repair or the replacement, whatever needs to be done.
Absolutely. And I know when we bought our son's house, it had sat vacant for a decent amount of time, so the hot water heater went out. And the first person I called said, hey, it's not working. We come out and replace it. They did, hauled it away, and it was in a pretty narrow staircase to get it out. I mean,
probably took a couple of men for that one.
Yeah.
Or women.
Nobody was looking forward to taking it out, that is for sure, but they did. And so, I know that it works because I see it happen every day. And whenever we bought ours, basically we were told, oh, well, it's not going to do anything. They're more hassle than they're worth. And that's just not true. I mean, I see over and over and over again how that's just simply not true.
Right. Well, and as you know, home warranties can't cover everything. Get you a reputable company like American Home Shield and choose your coverage wisely. Check your policy, look at your policy, and know your policy. And if you have questions on it, I mean, that's what I'm there for. Our 800 number for service is open 24 hours a day. You can call and talk to them at any time also.
That is one thing I'll say about American Home Shield. I know whenever I first got in, they were talking about how they would go bankrupt and come in underneath another name. American Home Shield has been here for 45 years. They didn't do that. So, some of the complaints has some validity, but with this particular company, they've been here for so long that they haven't done that.
We're the nation's largest warranty company, so I don't see that happening anytime soon, but I do know what you're talking about. I've seen it happen with other companies.
Especially when I first got into the business, that was happening more and more. I haven't really noticed it so much over the past probably 5 to 7 years, but it was definitely happening, in the earlier phases. I know we touched on it a little bit, but who should consider getting a home warranty?
Anyone that owns a home, whether you're buying or selling a property, you're a good candidate for a home warranty. As a buyer, some of the things that it would help you with is unexpected covered breakdown cost and the hassles of finding a contractor. I mean, we have our contractor network available to you. There's an unlimited amount of service requests that you can make in your first year. The typical home warranty with this is a 1-year warranty, 365-day warranty, and you could make a request every one of those days if you need to. Let's hope you don't need to, though.
Oh, no kidding.
And then as far as a seller, we have what we call seller coverage or listing coverage, and I know you're fully aware of that. You use it all the time.
Yeah.
It helps your sellers distinguish their listing from other homes. We can help with $2,000 worth of repairs if the item breaks due to normal wear and tear while you have that home listed.
Okay, so when in saying that, for clarity purposes, let's talk about what is covered in that $2,000.
Okay.
So your furnace, your AC, your hot water heater.
Yep, furnace, AC, hot water heater, your water systems, your plumbing in your home. And then we also, Pardon me?
Ductwork is on there too. I've never figured out why you would need it, but I guess you might need
Sometimes it, as it settles, the house settles and moves a little bit, it might come apart. So that's part of that.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Right. And as far as we cover other things, it's really not listed in the brochure, but things that you'll see like hauling away the old equipment. We'll pay for code upgrades up to $250 per contract term. Code upgrades, $250 per contract term. Now, this is on the real estate product as of today. So, again, you need to check with coverage. Direct to consumer is a little bit different, so you just need to talk to me about that. And don't forget, one thing that I do want to mention is home warranties are for normal wear and tear failures. It doesn't cover things like
things that are already
or
broke.
vandalism.
Yeah.
Right, or things that are already broke when you move in your home.
Yeah,
right?
if the furnace is missing, it's not covered.
It's not going to be covered. That'd be a missing part problem.
Yeah. If somebody's gone in and stripped your AC, that would be more towards homeowner coverage and theft.
Exactly, and we've had that, unfortunately, several times. So they come take the copper out of the air conditioner. And call your insurance company on that one.
Absolutely. I know we've written several things to distinguish what should I call my homeowner's insurance for and what should I call the home warranty company for, so that there's clarity there. Because whenever it's your first home, all you're thinking is, wow, that's expensive. And you'd be surprised at the number of people that have forgotten that they had a home warranty. And they call, a week in and they're really upset because, it was inspected and it passed inspection. And I'm like, okay, we have a home warranty. It's covered. So I need for you to call this phone number. It went through inspections. Everything was fine. And then even a home inspector will tell you today it works.
Right.
Because they can't project the future. If they could, they'd be rich. So, those are the times where I think, oh, thank goodness they had the warranty in place.
Right. And they just need to call our 800 number. They can either call our 800 number when something fails, or they can go online. Now, I will say if it's an emergency, don't go online and place your work order. Call our 800 number and get something set up with them and let them know that water is going everywhere, that this is an emergency situation.
Yeah, and if we're the ones that sold the home to you, call us too, and we will help bridge the gap just in case that, sometimes it happens on a holiday, and Capri makes herself very available, which we do not abuse her, but I could say, hey, they're not getting anybody, what's going on? Not that that's really ever happened, but, it has happened with other home warranties. So I like the ones that I like for a reason. I'll say that. And that's because the people that we work with are available to answer our questions, and we don't abuse them. So they know if they hear from us, they're like, okay, something's wrong.
And I know if I hear from you, Karey, something's wrong.
Yeah.
So
she hears from me like once every 3 years. So, other than say, hey, come on the radio show.
Which she knows makes me very nervous doing this, but here I am for you.
And she does such a good job. Okay, so detail-wise, going on, say you're a consumer, you're not selling your house. You hear this radio show and you say, I want a warranty. What should they do?
Call me. If you do not have a warranty, whether it's a direct-to-consumer or a real estate product that you want to talk to me about that Karey has set up for you, feel free to call me. And that number is 316-644-2766. I'm located in Kansas, right here with all of you.
Yep, she's a Wichita girl.
I am.
Yeah, so she drove all the way in to record the radio show. That's impressive. So again, if you don't have one, call her. She'll walk you through the steps. It's not hard. You can do it online, or she can literally do it for you. Can they do it online by themselves, or do they have to call you? They would want to call you. It's easier, right?
It's easier just to call me, and I can get them set up or in touch with the direct-to-consumer department that can help them.
Absolutely.
Too. And on the direct-to-consumer, they can pay monthly if they want to pay monthly, or they can pay it all at once, a year in advance if they want.
Let's talk about how much the deductibles are. And of course, that's relative to this instant right now. I don't know that you guys are planning to raise yours, but things might happen. So, if you think, okay, 10 years from now, I heard it be this. It might change.
Right. And you're right. I have no knowledge of any increases on that. But as of today, it's for the real estate product, a $75 service fee is the charge per trade. And then on the direct to consumer, we actually have 3 different choices. There's the $75, $100, and a $125 service fee that they can choose from.
Which is really great. I know that there are other policies out there, like through your insurance company, and those deductibles are pretty high. So whenever you're looking at $75 up to $125, and when she says per trade, I'll let you explain that.
Let's say you have 2 water leaks. As long as you call both of the water leaks in at the same time so the technician can plan his day accordingly, it would be 1 service fee. Now, one thing I like to say is home warranties don't cover everything. It could be that there might be some additional cost once the technician gets out there, but that's something that he'll always let them know ahead of time before he performs any kind of work.
Absolutely. And so also per trade would be, say we have an electrical problem and a plumbing problem. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's 2 $75 charges.
You're correct, yes.
Okay.
$75 twice.
So per trade means per profession, basically. Your plumber is not going to fix your electrical.
Correct.
Typically.
Right. There's some companies out there that have several different trades. Maybe they have an electrician that division and heating and air. Might be the same company name, but it's still 2 different trades, so that would still be 2 different service fees.
Yeah. So our hope would be it wouldn't happen on the same day, but, if it does, then you're wiping them out on the same day.
Right. I kind of want to go back on something that we touched on a minute ago, talking about things that are covered, and a lot of homeowners don't realize what is covered and what isn't. Just a reminder, warranty companies don't cover structural. It's basically systems, mechanical systems, and appliances, depending on the package they chose. For instance, I had a homeowner call me panicked last night because, as you know, we had this big rain last night. Her skylight was leaking. That's not something that a home warranty would cover, the skylight. So it's just systems and appliances.
That is something your home insurance would likely cover, because typically if your skylight's leaking, it's something to do with the roof, where it joins in. You want to call your homeowner's insurance company, not your home warranty.
Right.
And that's why we say we try to put together this checklist that says, okay, if this fails, I'm going to call my insurance company. If this fails, I'm going to call my warranty.
That's good. Yes.
And so it really is your first home. I know whenever we first moved in, we were like, now what?
Right.
It's all, let's paint this and paint that. There's so much more involved in it. So, like hail damage, I actually had one call after a hailstorm and said, do I need to call my home warranty? No, this is when you call your homeowner's insurance. And they're like, but I don't remember who that is. I said, who's your car insurance through? And then they could tell me, and I'm like, chances are they're all together. And they'd be like, oh, okay.
See, home buyers, especially new home buyers, they just don't know. And that's what they need the professionals for, you and I, to help them, guide them through.
Yeah, and that is what we're here for. Just because we've sold you a house doesn't mean we just sold it and forgot about you. I can tell you everybody that I sold a house to the year I first got in.
Oh, my goodness. That doesn't surprise me, though.
Yeah, I really can. There are times that I may not remember their name. I can remember their house. I can remember walking through their house. I can remember their faces and their address. I may not remember their names. But as soon as they start talking, it all comes flooding back, and I'm like, okay, now I remember.
And how many years have you been in this, Karey?
16 and over 1,000 homes.
Oh, my gosh.
So, yeah.
That's one good memory.
The ones that I'm still friends with them on Facebook personally, just so I get to see, the grandbabies being born and all that kind of stuff, and marriages, and, you spend so much time together looking for a house. It's kind of a sad little breakup whenever they finally close, because it's like, but I got to spend time with you and you're so cool,
I was a realtor before I started this job 14 years ago. And I know what you're saying. I gave up that position to do this. Mm-hmm. But I know what you're saying. It's a hard job, and it's hard to walk away from those homeowners once you have them sign off on the paperwork. They're your friends.
Yeah, I know that a lot of the community at least I've heard it, think that realtors are just about the money. There's so much more involved in it. We get emotionally attached to you guys. We really do. Not like stalkerish or anything crazy, but we do get attached. We're like, okay, your best interest is at heart. It's, is this neighborhood going to be where you want to raise your kids? We know you're talking about kids. Is it, because some of them are geared towards older communities or, single occupancy, and looking at, do you want to ride your bike to work? All these different things that go into buying a house
that they might not think of when they're looking.
And, you're dating a guy, you're super serious about him, and you want to go buy a 1-bedroom. Chances are you're going to be wanting to sell again pretty quick, and we have to look at, okay, can we get you out of it and you not lose your shorts over it?
Right.
So we do look at all those different things, and our mind is constantly thinking about your best interests. Are we going to have to look at you a year from now whenever you marry that guy and you find out you're pregnant and you're still in this 1-bedroom and say, listen, you're going to lose money when you sell because you haven't been there long enough. So
you got your name on the line on this too. You want to make sure it's a good transaction for them too.
Yeah, all the time. And that's why warranties are good, because we have had those calls where they call and that furnace worked just fine. It passed everything. It was cooling properly. I've been here for 2 months and now it quits. Well, obviously they think everybody's in cahoots typically. The inspector didn't do it right. And it's an emotionally based reaction because it's a lot of money. And we get that. We don't take it personally. We just hope and pray that they thought ahead and said, yes, I definitely want a warranty. Because there's some people that say, well, no, I don't want to spend that money.
Right.
Back
to the shock system. When I was a realtor, just like you, I sometimes I didn't realize why the homeowner would move in and a week later something would break, because I know it passed inspections. They did a good job. It's a good, reputable inspector. But when I started this position and found out about the shock syndrome, that was like, okay, I get it now. It totally makes sense.
It really does. So on average, how many times a year would you say someone calls to get the home warranty out?
On an average, 2 times a year. I mean, there's some homeowners that hopefully will never, ever have to use their home warranty. Other times, they might have to use it a handful of times. But on the average, we're finding about 2 times per year. And one thing that we love is when homeowners give us their email addresses and phone numbers. We find if we educate our homeowners, send them out emails reminding them they've got a home warranty, reminding them who they need to call if something breaks. Because, if they have water going everywhere, they're panicking and they don't remember who to call. Just like you said on your insurance, the little girl didn't know who she was supposed to call for car insurance or homeowners. So we'll send them emails. We'll be at the top of their mind, reminding them that they've got a warranty. And we've also found that when we have that information, we can use it for things like if you do call in a service call, we can send out an email immediately as soon as we've assigned the contractor. And that way, if the contractor hasn't called you within 24 hours, you'll have his name and phone number and you can call him and get on his schedule. And then we'll send you a follow-up email rating your contractor, making sure that the contractor did a good job and to your satisfaction. And one of the questions we like to ask is this a contractor you would recommend to a friend or a family member? We base our contractors on your feedback.
And that's why it's important to give the feedback. I don't think that we've really seen a whole lot of complaints about the contractors. And usually the only times that we have ever had any kind of issue was if it happened like over Christmas. And, a lot of times those employees are off. And so they're having to call someone in and then they have to go through the whole process of trying to get someone in.
Right.
Those are the rare, very rare instances. And I would say probably once in at least 5 to 7 years.
Yeah, it does happen that the contractors get booked up occasionally. And emails, back to emails, that's the other thing we like to do. We send out an email in the spring saying it's almost air conditioning time. Check your air conditioner before everybody else in town does. Gets to be 90 degrees, everybody turns it on, and then we get a flood of calls. And the contractors can't take care of all those calls at one time. So we'll send them that email letting them know to turn on their air conditioner. And then again in the fall, we'll say it's furnace season. Don't forget to check your heating and air, because that is one thing. They need to service their own equipment every year. It's not required, but, for safety reason and energy reasons, it's best to maintain them. But let's say if something fails due to lack of maintenance, that is something that we would take care of. We'd come out and do that. Now, that email that we send out in the fall, it's check your furnaces. I actually had a realtor call me one time and said that he got the email and he had his service. He has 2 furnaces. He had them serviced. Both furnaces had cracked heat exchangers. And he called me while the tech was there and said, what am I supposed to do now? And I said, tell him to stop and you need to call American Home Shield and get a claim called in so we can get one of our contractors out there to take care of it.
Wow.
And as we know, we can't fix cracked heat exchangers. You usually have to replace cracked heat exchanger or replace furnaces rather.
Absolutely. And that is definitely a great example. Can you imagine the cost of 2 of those furnaces if you didn't have a home warranty?
Yeah, and how dangerous that could have been.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Now, you were talking about your tips. You have a place on your website that gives great tips.
www.ahs.com/home-matters. So ahs.com/home-matters.
And that's got a lot of great maintenance tips, too.
It does.
So one more time, if they don't have, if they aren't in a real estate transaction, they're a consumer living in their home, they want a home warranty, how do they get a hold of you?
My cell phone number is 316-644-2766.
And if you are on the market right now, just ask your realtor. If you don't have one, especially if you're listed, there is a product that they put on during the listing period that will cover you. So you definitely want to ask about that. And just tell them you want an AHS warranty. And if you're looking to buy or sell, be sure and give us a call. Our number is 785-213-5188. You're welcome to check out our website anytime you'd like at preferredadvisorsteam.com. You can also look at nekansashomes.com. All of Northeast Kansas is on that, so be sure and check it out. Thanks for listening to Real Estate 101, and thank you again, Capri, for coming out.
Thanks, Karey.
Southwest Topeka has a good neighbor. State Farm agent Jim Garrison, now at 29th and Urish. If your current insurance situation has you going around in circles, get off the roundabout and stop in and meet Jim and his wonderfully efficient staff. Let Jim Garrison give you a quote and make the Garrison comparison. He's confident that with State Farm's competitive rates, the right coverage, and his unmatched service, you'll want to make him your new insurance agent. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there, and Jim Garrison is there for you, northeast of the roundabout at 29th and Urish.
This is Stephen Parkin at Invista Credit Union. Purchasing a home is one of the most exciting and important decisions someone can make. Let me tell you why Invista is the best choice for financing your new home purchase. First, quick pre-approval process. Our fast decision-making gives you the power to act quickly and make an offer on your dream home. Second, local servicing. We service your mortgage in-house. You won't get a long-distance runaround, but a committed professional whose only job is to help you. Third, experienced team. We are dedicated to simplifying the process and educating you through the home buying process. Come by Invista. It's okay to dream. In fact, it's encouraged. We are your home buying partner. Give us a call at 785-228-0149.
Thank you for listening to Real Estate 101 with the Karey Brown team from Realty Executives Preferred Advisors. Tune in again next Sunday at 11 o'clock for Real Estate 101.